Africans being looted, bad Europeans supporting dictators, while good Europeans fight back to save the seemingly vulnerable locals. At first glance, it is easy to dismiss the Siege of Jadotville as just another white savior movie, but after a better analysis of this movie, one can safely say that this movie does a good job at highlighting key historical events that are worth reviewing. And besides, the movie is simply visually pleasing, hence we at African Perspective have decided to take a closer look at the Siege of Jadotville and highlight key historical events depicted in the movie. The movie is based on true events which took place in the Congolese province of Katanga during the Congo crisis of 1961, just after the assassination of Congo's first Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba. This Netflix original begins with Lumumba's assassination, an independence leader who played a significant role in the transformation of Congo from a Belgian colony into an independent republic. Although not emphasized much in the movie, the assassination of Patrice Lumumba by a Belgian execution squad is considered by many to have been the turning point for the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Guardian dubbed it the most important assassination of the 20th century. It is worth mentioning that this assassination was carried out with the participation of the American and Belgian governments. This may come as a surprise to many, but both the US and Belgium have both played major roles in shaping Congo's destiny, going as far back as to when King Leopold II of the Belgians claimed the territories of the Congo Basin in April of 1884, with the US being the first country to recognize this claim. This is important because it helps us to understand the events of the movie. In a future video, we will elaborate further on the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. For now, we will simply highlight the main historical events depicted in the Siege of Jadotville. The movie essentially follows Commander Patrick Quinlan, who is wonderfully portrayed by actor Jamie Dornan, and his UN battalion of 150 Irish men as they attempt to resist waves of assaults by more than 3,000 French, Belgian, Rhodesian, and Congolese troops, as well as mercenaries loyal to self-proclaimed president of Katanga, Moise Tshombe. The UN peacekeepers were sent to the Congo to prevent Moise Tshombe's secessionist movement from seceding the mineral-rich province of Katanga from the rest of the Congo. It is known that the province of Katanga has minerals that were, and still are to this day, very crucial to the US and its allies. For instance, the atomic bombs used by the United States during World War II were made using minerals that could only be sourced in the Congo or the Soviet Union. Needless to say, there was no safe way for the US and its allies to acquire these minerals from the Soviet Union. Hence, the only solution was to take control by any means necessary of the Congo, and so they did, partially using the UN and its troops. Once in the Congo, the UN peacekeepers found themselves amidst the chaos of the civil war that broke out in Katanga between the Konakat, who were Tshombe's followers, and the Balubakat, who opposed Tshombe's decision to break away from the rest of the Congo. The reasons why these Irish troops were attacked is still a debatable topic for some, while many believe that the Katangese civil war was to blame. It is also argued that Tshombe's use of Belgian mercenaries to suppress the Balubas eventually led to the Balubas resenting the Irish soldiers, because they believed that the Irish soldiers were also Tshombe's mercenaries. Due to the confusion caused by the numerous foreign parties present in the Congo during the Congo crisis of the 1960s, the Luba people of Katanga simply assumed all Europeans were Belgian mercenaries loyal to Tshombe. Hence they sought to avenge the destruction of their villages. During the siege, the Irish troops requested backup several times, but no one could reach them, except for a helicopter that provided them with a few supplies. To make matters worse, the UN Secretary General, who was en route to ceasefire negotiations with Moise Tshombe, died in a plane crash in Dola, Zambia. Everyone on board unfortunately died. Left without a choice, Quinlan eventually surrenders and is jailed with his men as prisoners of war. They were eventually released after a month, but upon their arrival back home, they were informed that their surrender was not a good image for the United Nations, hence no medals were awarded, and they were ridiculed abroad and at home as cowards, hence the slur, Jadotville Jack. The Irish state did not give much recognition to the Battle of Jadotville until 2016, when the Irish government awarded them with a presidential citation, making it the first in the history of Ireland. Unfortunately, Commandant Quinlan died in 1997, unaware that his reputation would be restored. His wife Carmel also did not live to see his rehabilitation. She died 2 years after he did. Essentially, the Siege of Jadotville by director Richie Smith and producer Alan Maloney is full of history gems for all fellow history lovers. It is certainly a movie worth watching. I am your host from African Perspective. If you enjoy this, please do leave a like, enable the notifications, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.